says, do you want to hang out? Whatever. I said, sure. She said, meet me. Here's my address. Meet me here at my house. And yeah, I'm being very honest. I'm very naive. I never had kissed a girl. I never had sex. Nothing. I was just very naive. And so I went to her house. I knock on the door. She says, come up. And she was renting like a little bedroom in a house. And she's there, and she just literally, I get there, and I'm walking there, and I have to pee so bad. I have to pee, but I'm nervous. Again, going back to the nervous thing, I'm really nervous. I'm anxious because I realize when I get to the door that, maybe she doesn't want me to go out with her. Maybe she wants to stay here, and I've never been in that situation before. Anyway, so I get into the room, and all of a sudden, she starts, attacking me, and I have to pee, but I'm too anxious or embarrassed to say.
Like karate?
Like karate? What does that mean?
You said she attacked you.
Yeah, well, you know how women sometimes attack. Maybe you don't know, but I didn't know either. But so this woman starts, undoing my belt buckle.
Oh, like sexually? I thought you meant like she beat you up.
No,
and sexually attacking
and
you.
Kissing me, and it's like. And I was like a very sensitive kind of guy, and I was sensitive to people, so I didn't want to say, listen, I got to go to the bathroom, because I thought, that wouldn't be insulting.
You thought she would say, oh, what, now I go pee-pee in your Coke?
Whatever. Anyway, she's, taking my clothes off. I have to pee so bad. I can't, it's just but I don't know. I've never been in this situation where I'm, naked, my pants around my ankles, and a beautiful Asian girl is, starting to... do the business down there. Starting to blow me, I guess. Whatever.
And you got a rage. You're up and running. You got the boner.
I'm a Jew, but I'm up and running. As Lenny Clark would say, I'm not hurting the national average, but I'm not breaking walls down with this thing. So I'm it's there. I could,
full bladder.
Full bladder, but I have a full bladder, and I'm like, but keep in mind, I've never been in this situation. So then she starts doing her thing. And the more she's doing it, the more I have to pee so bad, so uncontrollably bad. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to come or I'm going to pee.
You don't even know what coming is.
Really? Well, I do from the things I used to do in my basement, when the door was closed. But, that was another story for another podcast. But so, and she's those, I don't know, women and men listening to this, there's those times where, as a girl, I'm not a girl, you're just killing yourself. It's 30 minutes and you're saying, I am not fucking giving up until I get the gold. And the guys that are thinking to themselves, God, is it ever going to happen? I feel so bad for this girl. I got to, come on, baseball, apple pie, hot dog,
so
Chevrolet.
You're trying to not come as long as possible.
Because I don't know if I'm going to pee or not.
You think you're going to pee in her mouth?
Yeah, so all of a sudden she uses every technique in her book, from the fucking handbasket to the twisting and turning like Yahtzee.
Dominican face hat.
Unbelievable.
Three-fingered Mexican oil job.
She's doing everything.
Calgon.
It feels like she's literally playing a flute or something. I don't know what the hell is happening.
She was.
And I just, it's uncontrollable. I can't stop. And all of a sudden it's just ah! And I'm like, oh my God. And she's there, and she's, she's there on it. And I'm with her eyes looking and I'm like, God, did I pee in her mouth or whatever? Did I not? And it's the first time that ever happened to me. So I didn't know whatever. And then when she got up and she sort of did that U-porn thing that girls do, which they actually did back then 25, 30 years ago, where they show you the evidence of your.
She showed you?
Yeah.
You don't think that's weird?
Well, not,
you came.
No, I didn't know, really. I thought I peed. I didn't know what happened.
So do you think she intrinsically knew that you were confused as to whether urine or semen came out, so she had to show you the color of what was on her tongue?
Ancient Chinese secret? I don't know, but she just figured it out.
See what he did there? I said Calgon 10 minutes ago. He put in his riff gun and held it. This is great. This is a battle for the ages.
So, and then...
Well, why did she show it to you? By the way, I've never had that.
You've never had a girl open her mouth and show you?
Nope.
Oh my God, really?
I've seen it in my wife's mouth.
But she's never showed.
Because of the overflow, you know what I mean? So what happened? And then
so then I'm like, oh my God. And then I realize, oh fuck. And then I'm like, I literally I literally kiss. Believe it or not, I kiss her and I say, thank you so much. That was amazing. Can I ask you a huge favor? She says, what, you want another one? I said, no. I said, is there a bathroom here? She said, sure. And then I went to the bathroom. I felt better. I tried to please her with my 18-year-old experience, and I failed miserably because and then I learned I got to get my act together in that way. And then after maybe 27 years, I finally figured out how to do that. So that's good.
So wait, when you come out of the bathroom, are you trying to? You go down on her?
Yeah.
Why didn't you guys have intercourse?
I was nervous to do that. I just felt like I hadn't lost my. I don't think I'd lost my virginity yet, or if I had, I'd done it.
So when
one
you
time.
lost your virginity, it was a mouth virginity.
Yeah, I mean, I might have.
It was like a cesarean virginity.
My memory,
it wasn't the right hole.
My memory's a little shaky. I might have lost my virginity one time, but not had the actual blowjob experience. But the point is, I really never, all through college, I think literally I had sex maybe twice. I mean, and it wasn't that I was and I'm not saying this because you know how I look. I wasn't a bad-looking guy. I wasn't Quasimodo, but I certainly wasn't like women weren't trying to sleep with me. It's just I wasn't doing it. Meanwhile, my friends were literally in their rooms. Girls would just walk in, blow them, and leave.
Well, that's what happened to you. You were at work, and a girl said, come to my house, and I'll blow you.
No, she didn't say that.
But that is what happened. You know what I love about you saying Quasimodo?
What's that?
Timely.
I like to have relevant kind of material.
I have a funny blowjob story, and it involves true love with my baby bride, who I'm sure we'll sign off on. My wife has the sex drive of like a 15-year-old boy, and I am like an old-ass man. I need to be I am the woman in the relationship. I need to be cuddled. I need her to kiss my neck. Like, can't you like tickle my balls or something? Like, get me in the mood. I just have very low libido. Always have my whole life. My reputation has completely preceded me. I've had sex with not as many. I would say a tenth of the amount of women. Anybody thinks that I never used showbiz for that reason. It didn't really work out that way because I would rather go home and go to sleep. We were driving in the valley, and we got Kentucky Fried Chicken, and there was two Coca-Cola Diet Cokes in the coasters, I guess, drink holders.
Yeah.
We get halfway up Topanga Canyon, and my nymphomaniac wife,
after she just had a bucket of fried chicken,
we just started on the chicken, and then it's like, well, wait a minute, hold on a second, before we get all messy with the chicken, she goes down on me in the car.
While you're driving or pulled over?
I have to pull over because I'll crash because she's fucking amazing. I'll fucking kill. I'll be like Ted Kennedy going off a bridge and Chappaquiddick. My wife blew me. I drove off a bridge.
Do you ever think that that's how that happened?
No. I never thought about it till now. Poor Mary. And what better way to honor Mary Jo Kopechne than have all the listeners think about her blowing Ted Kennedy? Way to go, Katz.
Sorry.
So my wife is filleting me, I believe, is the scientific way to go about it. And it doesn't take me long. Oh, God, she's hot. Oh, whew.
Yes, she is.
I got to get home. I finish, and she immediately takes a sip of her Diet Coke. Now, there's two identical Diet Cokes. I zip up my pants. And I put my visor up because here's a trick for the guys out there. You pull the visor down and you lift up the mirror part of your visor and you crop yourself out and you see your wife blowing just a guy.
Wow, that's a great technique. I've never.
And you're like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? It's like she's just blowing some random guy and it's you the whole time. It's just a weird, great little wrinkle to the fantasy. And your wife is blowing some other guy, but it's you. So it was monstrous.
Either that or mirror the sunroof.
The sunroof. It was Vesuvius-like, okay?
Yeah.
And I saw some of it because, as Dice Clay, because of the overflow, honey. So she drinks her Diet Coke. I'm zipping up my pants. I start to pull back out into traffic. And I go, which one of these is mine? Which one of these is yours? And she goes, that one's yours. So I pick it up and I drink it. She goes, ha ha, that one's mine. You got cum in your mouth, you fucking gay guy. I just fucking drank it after she washed it all down. Like, that's how funny she is. Jesus Christ.
That's fantastic.
Like that. You just drank.
And what was the look on your face?
I just started laughing because what do I care? It was hysterical. So, the first time you ever had a blowjob, you thought you were going to pee in the lady's mouth.
Oh, the worst.
Has that ever happened before?
Never again.
Anything you want to promote coming up, Barry? You got any clients we should keep our eyes out for?
I'll send them to you on this podcast. I think there's, it's just is so amazing.
Do clients come to you, like new kids in comedy, and go, I'm coming to you because I've heard you on Jay Mohr's podcast and I like what you say? Has that actually ever happened? You can tell me no.
It's been incredible. I mean, it's been so unbelievable.
You didn't say yes or no?
Yes.
Oh,
I mean, it's so many people have, I mean, it's like unbelievable the response from this podcast and how many artists. It doesn't matter even. It could be people who are like Herb from accounting. They call me. They say, because of you, I created a problem. And
I get that a lot on Twitter.
Yeah, or it could be a comedian coming to the office saying, "Listen, what do I listened to you on the podcast and what." So yes, or they email and they reach out, and obviously I can't reach out to them as quickly as I want. But
if you're going to tweet me, because you guys do tweet me a lot at JMoore37 about creating a problem at your work, bring Barry Katz into the fold. Tweet him too at 4 Barry Katz. And bring him into the fold, too. He's a good man. He's been my manager since I was 19 years old. But the first time I asked him to sign me, he said, my rooms would eat you alive, man. You've always been an opportunist, because then I did my MTV half-hour comedy hour, and you went, do you have representation? And you sent me out on those eat you arrive rooms. But you sent me out on those eat me arrive rooms.
But you handled it, and and that was a risk for me sending you out there. And people always think that it's just the performers that are the risk take, but everybody listening is it's the other side too, that you have to take risks to do things. If
you're in management and you delegate authority to anybody underneath you every day, that's a risk.
It's always a risk, but you gotta listen. I always say this, and we've talked famously about all the people that I work with who I don't work anymore. Thank you. But it's like all I care about is that even if, God forbid, I don't work with somebody anymore, is that if a comic comes up to them and says, is Barry a great manager or is he not a great manager? I know all of them will say that I did a great job for them and that they would recommend me. And that's all that matters. If you do great work, even if you do great work in a shitty movie, or a movie that doesn't do well, they're never going to say you're a bad actor. They're going to say the movie sucked, but his performance was amazing. And so,
ask me if Barry's a great manager.
Is Barry a great manager?
That one was mine. You got cum in your mouth, you gay guy.
The piece so bad. I can't. I mean, it's just like. But I don't know. I've never been in this situation where I'm like naked, my pants around my ankles, and a beautiful Asian girl is like starting to, do the business down there. Starting to blow me, I guess. Whatever.
And you got a rage. You're up and running. You got the boner.
I'm a Jew, but I'm up and running. As Lenny Clark would say, I'm not hurting the national average, but I'm not by belt buckle.
Oh, like sexually? I thought you meant like she beat you up.
No,
and sexually attacking
and
you.
Kissing me, and it's like, and I was like a very sensitive kind of guy, and I was sensitive to people, so I didn't want to say, listen, I got to go to the bathroom because I thought that wouldn't be insulting.
You thought she would say, oh, what? Now I go pee pee in your Coke?
Whatever. Anyway, she's taking my clothes off. I have says, do you want to hang out? Whatever. I said sure. She said, meet me. Here's my address. Meet me here at my house. And I'm being very honest. I'm very naive. I never kissed a girl. I never had sex. Nothing. I was just very naive, and so I went to her. Whether maybe she wants to stay here, and I've never been in that situation before. Anyway, so I get into the room, and all of a sudden she starts like attacking me, and I have to pee, but I'm too anxious or embarrassed to say.
Like karate?
Like karate? What does that mean?
You said she attacked you.
Yeah, well, you know how women sometimes attack. Maybe you don't know, but I didn't know either. But so this woman starts, undoing my house. I knock on the door. She says, "Come up," and she was renting like a little bedroom in a house. And she's there, and she just literally, I get there, and I'm walking there, and I have to pee so bad. I have to pee, but I'm nervous. Again, going back to the nervous thing, I'm really nervous. I'm anxious because I realize when I get to the door that, maybe she doesn't want me to